Rochelle, let's talk about disruptive influences in the car industry. Surely, I would think what the manufacturers have to be worried about is the likes of Tesla and its electric cars and Google and its self-driving cars. This is where the real disruptive threat is for the manufacturers.
There's been a lot of noise about those two influences, and they are very noteworthy when you have names like Apple or Google or Tesla in the mix. People get quite excited about it. And there is a lot of money being spent on those things. There's safety in terms of autonomous driving, and a lot of money being spent on electric engines to meet the carbon targets that are coming up. But one of the sort of other disruptive and the influences that has the chance to be a huge disruption is these small little experiments in car sharing that a lot of the big companies are now starting to experiment and roll out in pilot projects and things.
Why could this small experimental rollout be quite so disruptive for the manufacturers?
Well, it comes back to basically the obvious. So if people are sharing cars, they're buying less cars. So there's been some research done on the car sharing programs that are out there, and the University of Berkeley has looked at it, and they estimate that for every car that's in a sharing program, there's about between 9 and 13 fewer cars that are purchased. Usually they're household second cars rather than their first cars. But there would definitely be less purchases by households.
Sounds like it's awful then for the manufacturers. Are there any upsides to the growth of car sharing?
There is definitely some upside, because the cost of owning a car is that it's quite underutilized. So when you have a shared car, it's actually being used a lot more. So a lot more kilometers, which means a lot more maintenance. And so tires and parts and everything, which is a more steady, less cyclical income stream for these car manufacturers. They will be selling them to fleets, so you're going to have a different type of selling process and probably
potentially a harder one for the manufacturers if you're selling to professional buyers.
But the smoothing out of it is good, and people also drive more, so the fleets have to stock up for them. And then what they found is that when people are actually driving, the cost comes down of driving. And so people are taking the bus less, taking public transport less, and actually driving more miles. So the cars are being used more, and they're being replaced earlier, which is good for the car companies as well.
I guess anyone else who'd be disrupted by this, the growth of this potential new business in car sharing and fleet ownership?
Yeah, definitely. Insurance companies obviously would be then selling insurance to fleets, fueling, same sort of thing. Car dealerships, who are they selling to anymore? And then you also have the car rental companies. It could be quite disruptive to their business model as well.
Not everyone would like the new caring, sharing world. Rochelle, thanks very much.